What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Fit Reality, the podcast where we examine some of the worst fitness myths people hear their whole lives. We talk about fitness truths, challenges, and struggles of everyday people just like yourself. And in today's show, we have a fitness specific show. This is going to be a great show. If you're looking for those fitness tidbits, little tips, we're going to be debunking a fitness myth today, actually. So tune in for that. So I'm actually going to let me give you the show structure today. So for today, this is what we're looking like. So today, we're going to talk about the Hcg diet. All right. And then in the back end of the episode, we're also going to talk about food barriers. Food barriers. What is that? Is that a wall blocking your food, or is that a mental wall? I don't know. Tune in and find out. All right. And before we start, I'd like to talk about our sponsor, 5-Star Barbershop here in Vermilion. Look, if you're looking for that urban, clean cut, stealth, got you looking good, go check out 5-Star Barbershop here in Vermilion, South Dakota. Or if you're just visiting, passing through, stop by 5-Star, man. Get a cut and get your move on. All right, let's get into the show. So since I've started fitness like myself, what I've noticed is that, there have been a series of like myths that come like so close to the truth that you can't even like tell if it's a myth or not. Like it's just something that you just always heard, so you don't really like question it, right? And most of these myths, what I've noticed is have like been related to either supplements or dieting. Some of the worst myths or supplements and dieting myths. And then you got workout myths, like crazy techniques and stuff like that, promising immense muscle growth or a lot of muscle growth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, myths. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of myths out there, man. In a world where we have so much information, like half of it we can't even take for what it is because there's so much misinformation out there. There's so much bad information out there. Although we have an abundance of information, we have an abundance of bad information with that also. And it's my job, and it's really my job to tell you why these things are a myth, to point out the myths, right? And then to help you figure out what is a myth, right? And then to figure out how to fix it or give you the right answer that you are actually looking for. So the myth that what we're going to talk about today is a Hcg diet. Now, me myself, I've just recently heard about this diet. This one's new to me, but apparently this was popular for a little bit. So if you've heard of the Hcg diet, which is Hcg, which is a human hormone. Okay, it's a human hormone. It's actually a pregnancy hormone. It's at its highest levels in the early terms of pregnancy. And it actually does a bunch of things. So I'm gonna read off some of the benefits. So it's actually the marker that pregnancy tests use to figure out if you're pregnant or not, ladies. It's been used to treat for fertility in men and both men and women. What else? What else we got here? But anyways, so Hcg is a human hormone, but it somehow got turned into a diet, or some people have been using it as a diet. So basically, this is how this diet has goes. If you haven't heard of it, and if you have, please comment. Let us know your experience, or let me know your experience. Us. Okay, so this diet basically is an ultra low calorie diet, which means this is extreme. 500. It's a 500 calorie limit per day. 500 calories only. That is crazy. That is extreme. Anyways, so it's 500 calories a day accompanied with HCG hormones administered through you by injection. So basically, you're barely eating food, and then you're getting pumped with HCG. And what the HCG is supposed to do is it's supposed to blunt your hunger. It's supposed to blunt your hunger. That's basically like all it does. So not only are you on a 500 calorie diet, but since you're in such a low type of diet, you have to take this HCG. This is how it makes sense to me. Since you're on such a low calorie diet, you have to take this HCG to blunt your hunger, right? And to me, it seems like not a really good trade-off. Like, right, I'm gonna take this one thing just to, like, it only blunts my hunger. Like, that's it. And then I'm on a super low calorie diet. So I guess just being on that low of a calorie diet, you'd be hungry as hell, like 24/7, and you wouldn't be able to do it if you didn't have the HCG. But this diet is not a valid diet. It is borderline unhealthy. Like, if you've done this diet, you've probably done some serious damage to your metabolism. If you've done the HCG diet, you've probably messed your metabolism up like crazy, like bad. You have some lasting effects. You probably have lasting effects. All right? That is too low of calories to be eating. Like, that's your body's not gonna adapt to that. Well, I mean, your body's going to adapt to it. If you give your body 500 calories like a day, it's going to adapt to it. And then you're going to get to a point where even that 500 calories is not going to be enough for you to lose weight. Like, the body adapts to whatever you give it. So it's going to do what it's going to do. You give it a 500 calorie diet, it's going to get its maintenance to 500 calories. Now, how does your body do that? How does your body adapt to a 500 calorie diet? How your body adapts to it is by pairing off tissue. So starting first is start by pairing off fat. So there's the fat, it goes, right? And then after that, only one other tissue, and that's muscle. So now you're gonna be losing lean mass. So now you're just going to be getting skinny. So you're going to get to a point to where you thin out so much that 500 calories will be able to sustain the tissue on your body, which is why it's important to have like muscle, because like it takes energy. So your body's going to pare down all the tissue on your body, fat and muscle, to get you to a point where 500 calories is just what it is. Like, that's just your maintenance. And and then now let's say this is the other part that's messed up with these low calorie diets, these type of diets, is that once you get off of it, you can never really go back. You can't just go back to a regular diet. So if you're using this diet, which says you eat 500 calories a day and you take these HCG hormones through injection, right? If you're eating 500 calories a day, the moment you go back to 2,000 calories, right, which is normal average, right? No, the moment you go back to 2,000 calories, you're now at a 500 calorie surplus, because your body already got it. Let's say let me start from the beginning. Let's say before you started at a 2,000 calorie diet, right? Now, you jump to the HCG diet, which takes 500 calories which demands 500 calories, right? So now you're eating 500 calories for X amount of time. Your body then adapts, right? It starts losing fat, starts losing muscle, right? If you do it for too long, you're going to start losing muscle, right? You lose all that. Now your body is at a maintenance of 500 calories, right? The moment you go back to 2,000 calories, you are now at a surplus. The 2,000 is not your maintenance anymore. The 2,000 is going to be a surplus. You're going to be in a surplus of 500 calories, and you're going to be gaining all the weight back. You're going to be gaining a crap ton of weight back. So there's no point of doing these low calorie diets, because what you end up doing is, one, you lower your maintenance calories. Two, which is the most important part, you kind of screw up you slow down your metabolism when you do that, right? And if you're somebody that loves food, like, you can't be slowing down your metabolism. If you love food, you gotta be looking to speed up your metabolism. Now, how would you go by speeding up your metabolism, right? The technique to speed up your metabolism, the number one technique that I would use, what I would recommend anyone to use, is to strength train. Strength training speeds up your metabolism. Now, how does strength training speed up your metabolism? It speeds up your metabolism because in the pursuit of strength, you're also in the pursuit of putting lean tissue on your body, right? And the more lean tissue you have on your body, which is muscle, the more calories your body burns by just being itself. So let's say you started a strength training program, right? And your maintenance was at 2,000 calories, right? It's at 2,000 calories. Now you start strength training. It's a good program, like it's properly programmed, and you do that for 3 months, right? You've gained some muscle. Your maintenance calorie is not going to be 2,000. It's going to go up. So it's going to maybe, let's say for the sake of this example, it's 2,300 calories. The number of calories that you can now consume, your maintenance calories becomes 23. And now technically you could really consume more calories and still shoot for like a deficit. You know what I'm saying? Or you're just increasing that calorie deficit. Now that you're at let's say you're at a 2,000, right? And then you were trying to do like a 300 calorie deficit, and then now you speed up your metabolism, and now you're at a 2,300 calorie maintenance, right? And then that makes it 500. You're at a 500 calorie deficit. I wouldn't shoot for a 500 calorie deficit. I wouldn't, but keep it in the 2 to 300 range. But this is why lifting weights is important. So like if you want to lose weight, lift weights, especially if you love food. If you want to lose weight and you love food, lift weights, strength train, get a trainer, do something, get a proper program. Trust me, it is the difference between, you spinning your wheels, going round and round in circles, and you getting to your fitness goal. And that's by strength training. Lift the weights, stay away from the cardio, stay away from these crazy diets that are asking you demanding you to eat 500 calories only in a whole day. That's crazy. That's nuts. That's not healthy. If you run across a diet like that, run the other way, right? Always go to strength training. But anyways, let's move on. I've had enough of, going off on this Hcg diet. If you can tell, I really like these kind of myths, kind of drive me nuts and kind of irritate me a little bit. And they irritate me because me, myself, I've fallen for a few of them. I've fallen for a few of these myths. I've fallen mostly for workout myths. I didn't really I've never had to really diet really, or it's never been hard for me to do. I've always been, kind of thin. I would think in my own head because of my body dysmorphia, but that's a whole nother episode. Anyways, so now let's transition into the fitness portion, right? Now we're going to talk about food barriers. Let's talk about some different, it's kind of related to the first part, right? Diets. And now we're talking about food barriers. Let's talk about food barriers, man. What are food barriers? Are they a wall in front of you, like a physical wall, or is it a mental thing? It can be a little bit of both. But food barriers. So why I wanted to talk about food barriers is because, looking at our modern society today, we don't have many food barriers. And I mean food barriers by all right, let's say, let's compare now to, way back when somebody had to go outside to pick their food, to cook it, or go outside to hunt something, to then kill it, to skin it, and then cook it, right? All those processes that those people back then had to do, those are food barriers. Unlike today, where there are little to zero food barriers. There are zero food barriers today in our modern society. So much so that we got DoorDash now. We don't even have to go to the store to go get it. We don't even have to go to the store. We don't physically have to put our clothes on, go outside, start the car, drive to the convenience store or grocery store to go get whatever we need. Now we can just order it. That's crazy. That's We don't have any types of food barriers. Unlike back in the days, you had to put your boots on, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you warm, grab your bow and arrow. If we go on that far back, go, you know, if we're talking about the Midwest, you got to go through the snow, walk through thick ass snow, and they probably didn't have no snow plows back then. So, you knee high snow, you working, you're expending a whole lot of energy to go hunt something, right? And then you kill it. Then you have to prepare it. You have to prepare it and then you eat it. Whole lot of barriers, whole lot of steps in front before you get to eating. Now, it's just picking up my phone. You know what I'm saying? Actually, you don't even really call no more. We don't even call no more. We don't even have to bump our gums. We just got to move the thumbs. Oh, DoorDash. Let me get that. Straight to the door. Ding dong. Who it is? DoorDash. And I swear this is not a commercial. DoorDash, if you want to sponsor, come through. But see, that's like the comparison. Like there is no food barriers. Like in today's modern society, food is readily accessible, especially if we're talking about, um, like the United States. Like food is like a first world country. Food is readily accessible. You can get food wherever you want, whenever you want. But like even like compare it to like a third world country, yeah, it's less. You know what I'm saying? Food probably is not, that accessible to some countries. But then it's still way more accessible than it was like back then, where somebody had to physically go outside and kill it. You know what I mean? So we don't have any food barriers today, which is why I think that like as especially like first world countries, there are developed countries. That's why like there's such a high obesity rate, is because one, we have no food barriers, but two, we've been moving less. Like part of the food barriers had us moving. Some of the barriers meant that we had to move and get up and go get it. So now, not only don't we have the steps in front of us before we eat the food, now we're moving less. So we're not only, getting the food faster, we're spending less calories, way less calories. We're spending way less calories to go get said same food, which is why we are so big as a society. That's the theory. That's my theory to the obesity pandemic in developed countries. Stop with the door dashing, man. Go get up and go get it. So that's why people struggle with like weight loss. Like, oh man, like, what I'm saying, but there are snacks in the house. Blase blase, like, I love snacks. Well, don't keep snacks in the house, man. Don't keep any snacks in the house. I'll give you my strategy. For me, in my head, the way I think is, if there's something in the house, I am going to eat it. Like if I bought it and I put it in my pantry, that means it's meant to be eaten soon. Like today, probably all of it. You feel me? So I don't keep snacks in the house. If I know like I want to be strict with my diet, or not really strict with my diet. If I'm like tracking and I'm trying to get to like a certain goal, either like probably shedding fat, right? So if I'm trying to like cut down and I want to, make sure that I'm hitting my deficits, and so at that point, I don't keep any snacks in the house when I'm cutting. If I'm cutting, I don't keep really any snacks in the house, especially snacks I like. I don't keep it. Cause like, why do that? Like, I'm gonna leave the snack in the cupboard, knowing it's there, knowing that if I have one, I will have two or three. But like, well, don't have three. Like, bruh, like food now is made to taste good. It tastes way better than like regular ass food. So there's no way you're eating one. You're eating three. All right. So I don't keep food in the house. So this is my strategy. If I'm trying to lose weight, I don't keep snacks in the house. Oh, there's my timer. I don't keep snacks in the house. What I do is I if I want something, I'll go and get it. I'll create a food barrier. This is basically what I do when I'm cutting. I create a food barrier. I create a barrier, a step in between me and putting the damn food in my mouth. Okay? And that barrier is me putting my damn clothes on and going outside, brushing the snow off the car, start the motherfucker, drive to the store, right? Pick it out of, I can't even speak. Pick it out of the aisle, right? Put it in my cart. Or if I got a little basket, put it in my basket. Go through the self checkout. Boop, boop, swipe. I'm gone. Back in the car. Drive back to the crib. Sit my ass down. Unbox the snack and get to crunching. Those are a whole lot of steps there. Unlike, calling and getting it delivered. I ain't do nothing there. There was no energy being spent there. And if by me taking all those steps, it shows that I really wanted it. If you're going to take all those steps to get a snack, you should enjoy the fuck out that shit. That's just what it is. If you don't have that snack in the house and you're craving it, go get it, man. Eat it. Don't feel no guilt about it. Even if you're cutting. Don't feel no guilt about it because it's going to equal itself out. And this is maybe just for me, but this is something that I notice when I do have my binges where I do take all those fucking steps. I take all those steps and go take my ass to the store, even though I don't have it in the house. I be craving it. I don't have it in the house. So I take my ass to the store and then come back. I be crunching. I probably crush it. Like if I got, so for me, it's like these fig bars, right? These gluten-free fig bars. Yeah, if I don't want to eat those, I'll leave those at the store. I won't get them. It's not going to be in my cupboards because in the cupboards, I'm going to smash the whole box in like 2 days. You feel me? But this is what happens, what I noticed, though, when I do that. If I do that, then like the next few days after that, we kind of equal out. Even if I have like other snacks that I feel like a slight craving, I can say no. It's easier for me to say no because like my body's like, you already indulged. You know what I'm saying? But so like it kind of equals itself out. So don't have that guilt. If you're gonna take the steps to go to the store and go get it, enjoy the fuck out of your food, man. Don't have any guilt to it. Go ahead and eat it, because that guilt though is another layer that you don't need on there. That's actually gonna contribute to your failure of your diet and you saying fuck it, whatever, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I already fucked up and ate this whole box. I might as well say fuck the whole diet as a whole. So don't add the guilt. Put the steps in front of it. If you go and get it, eat it. But even if you got it inside the house, don't add guilt to it. Smash it if you eat the whole box, whatever. But the next day, know that you ate a whole box of whatever yesterday, and you got to get back on your grizzy grind, and you can't just quit. But if you don't want to fall into that dilemma where you smash the whole box, just don't leave snacks in the house. It's really that simple. You have a problem eating snacks? Don't have snacks in the house. Snacks, I feel like people think snacks are a necessity. Nah. The only food that are a necessity, as long as you get your macro and micronutrients, like you're good. These good tasting little snacks you don't need. Snacks are not a necessity. Snacks are snacks. Meant to be snacked on. All right? But anyways, man, that's the show. That's today's show. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Fit Reality. Tune in next time, and I think we'll do an interview. So tune in to see who our guest is. I'll see y'all next time, man. Hey, but yeah, thank you for showing up each and every week, y'all. Thank you so much for showing up each and every week. The loyal listeners, I appreciate y'all. Y'all the goats. I've already said that. Y'all been goats. So I appreciate y'all for showing up. It means a lot. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.